Hello and welcome to this new and updated module. I'm actually recording this on January of 2024. As of right now, what I wanted to discuss were the latest updates in ChatGPT 4. And primarily what we're going to be talking about are ChatGPT's custom GPT feature. So the first thing I want to do is I want to explain what a custom GPT is. I'm going to give you some examples and you'll be able to create your own custom GPTs. Creating your custom GPTs is actually fairly easy, but what's actually difficult is figuring out whether something is worthy of a custom GPT. Like, when do you want to create a custom GPT? Okay. I have some that I've created right here. Some of them are very simple, some of them not so much. I'm going to give you some tips first, I just to get you thinking about what are some things you can create a GPT on. For example, I might put some clients in here. I help a client plan some events. And in this particular GPT for this client, I'm going to show you, we're going to edit the GPT so that you can see what's on the back end. Creating a GPT is very easy. You can actually just tell it what you want it to do. And then you can go on this configure side and you can do just a lot of customization in here and provide a lot of instruction. Now, if you want to create a GPT for your projects, things that you do for specific customers that have a specific voice and the specific data, this is what you want to do. You'll come in here and you will give it instructions. Like in this case, I'm telling it that I want it to help me with brainstorming, planning, promoting webinars. This is like where you would put the general scope of the work that you're doing with this client. The next thing I do is I put in the ideal customer profile so that it knows exactly who I'm talking to. I put titles in here. I put industries in here. I put in just all kinds of things that are anything that you would put into a persona, I might put in here. Another very useful element is that you can upload files and images. This is really, really useful. In this case, my client gave me some specific talking points and statistics and data, and I've uploaded that in there. So you can basically say, you can test your GPT here by just clicking on something and it will, let's see, suggest a title for a webinar on digital marketing. Now it should do it for this audience. I typically, there you go. Digital marketing mastery, navigating the Microsoft marketplace for B2B SaaS success. That's actually not too bad, but that just gives you an idea of how something like this works. There are also GPTs that I've created for market research purposes, where I have, where is my, I'm going to look at my entire one where I've created some topics and questions, social media posts. This is actually a really, load more. This is the one I want. Small business owner roundtable. This is a GPT that I've created for myself. This is private, where what I have in here is I use it to do, I use it as a focus group for my audience. And everything that I've learned about this audience, I've put into these instructions. And I actually even have some URLs for resources. And as I run into surveys and studies, I drop them in here. And so that way, if I want to ask it any kind of a question, I can do that in here. But GPTs can also be very, very good, especially if you are doing a, you want the system to create, to actually do all the work for you. I'm not sure if this is the correct one. Which one is in here? Okay, I'm going to see. This is one that I've done a test on. Let's say, let's do a Monday on the topic of how to price your, how to set prices for your consulting services. Now, I programmed it to do something. I'm not going to get into those details. Let's see if it does it here. It is now searching the knowledge. It is going out and pulling all of those instructions. It's telling me about the instructions, and now it is actually generating this code. I'm not sure if this is, I've been doing several iterations of this, and I'm going to show you what it comes up with. You can see it's actually doing all of the work. This is work that I have done all by myself in my head. I would sit, do research, brainstorm topics. This was a team activity for myself and my team. And we have taken this from a probably 4-hour process down to a maybe a total of 1-hour process, or from 4 hours to one. This actually didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do, but let me just show you what it creates. It created this, and this just saves me a ton of time. And we'll go over here. Whoops. So you can see that all of this is now done. All I do is copy and paste this. It makes a table, and I'm good to go. So that is just one of the great things you can do with these GPTs. Now, let's say we wanted to build your own GPT. You would come over here, go to Explore, you can create a GPT, and you could just simply tell it what you want it to do. Help me brainstorm blog for a gardening blog, right? So, and this is where you're going to start. But once again, I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be an iterative process. That's why you see this preview. You can do some tests over here and keep tweaking until you get what you want. So now the GPT, it decided to give me Garden Muse. I'll say, okay. It's going to come up with like a little image here, and it's going to generate a profile picture. It's going to use DALL-E to do that. But you can see you don't have to be able to code. There's no code involved in here. What you will have to do is get very, very clear on exactly what you want. And see, there is my example. That looks terrific. And then you would go over here and you could save it. You could save it for yourself. You could save it for your team, anyone with a link, or you can make it public. And as of today, ChatGPT and OpenAI have opened up a store so you can actually sell these GPTs. Now, I do want to say something. If this is not for me, since I'm not so technically inclined, but you can actually even create these actions and write code and just do all kinds of amazing things. But you don't need to go that far. You could just simply play around with it the way I did. I use it primarily for brainstorming and for synthesizing information, and that is really, really useful. Go ahead, play with it. Hope you enjoy.